So I'm going to be reviewing the Premier League games for this game week 5. So the first game was Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. First half, Wolves were all over Liverpool and should have and truly have gone into the half-time break more than 1-0 up, because I don't know what his name is. I think it begins with a C or something like that. But he missed a crucial header from like a yard out just before half-time. And if that had gone in, then that might have been game over. Or at least Liverpool would have had to have made a miracle of a comeback for that to be more than 0 points for them from that game. Even in the second half, I thought Liverpool played better, and that was when Núñez came on, because he always makes a difference when he comes on. But I thought that second goal was very jammy. Like any other day, Robertson probably wouldn't have found that passage of space, and the goal wouldn't have happened. And the third goal, if it didn't take a deflection, it wouldn't have gone in probably. And then maybe Wolves would have got back into it, I don't know. The thing is with Wolves, if they had any half-decent striker in that team, they'd be a good side, because Wolves' problem over the past couple of years has been scoring goals. And I think they're not as good defensively as they were like a couple of years ago as well. But on to the next game. Villa 3, Palace 1. It's a good win for Aston Villa. Because they've been a bit inconsistent with results so far this season. But they got the 3 points. And that could give them confidence going into their game in Europe Thursday night. I don't even know who they're playing, but that will give them confidence. On to the next one, which is West Ham 1, City 3. I thought first half we were absolutely dominant. West Ham scored out of nowhere. And then really and truly we should have gone into the half-time break at least level, because Haaland missed a couple of good chances from close range as well. But that's football. Some of the time you don't always put your chances away. But second half, we came out more clinical. Great goal from Doku, who was causing Soufal problems all afternoon. And the second goal was a fantastic goal from Bernardo Silva. And the third goal was a good finish by Haaland, and he finally got his goal after missing like 4 or 5 really good chances. The only real good chance West Ham had other than the goal was that header from the corner. I don't know who it was. I think it was like a centre-back or something. I think it might have been that Moroccan centre-back. I don't know how to say his name. Is it Aguirre or something? Had the header and Ederson saved it. I think Ederson's shot stopping has improved in like the last couple of months, and I think that's down to the competition of Ortega, because if Ederson had a bad game or two now, then he'd probably get dropped. But whereas a couple of years ago, where we had the likes of Claudio Bravo, Zach Steffen, if he had a bad game, he'd still play the next game. On to the next one, which was Spurs 2, Sheffield United 1. On the balance of the score, it's not that bad for Sheffield United, because I thought they'd lose 4 or 5-0 going into the game. But when you're in the lead for that long of the game, and then to concede 2 late goals in stoppage time must be frustrating. They've got Newcastle at home next week. I do think they could get a result in that one, because they did play well against City at home, just lost late on through a goal from Rodri. Because Newcastle haven't been playing that well lately. I know that they won yesterday, which I'll get onto in a minute, but I don't think their performance was that good. On to the what games haven't I done? Let's think now. United Brighton. It was a 3-1 win to Brighton. The second year in a row that Brighton have gone to Old Trafford and won. And I think Ten Hag's under massive pressure now because that's 2 games in a row that he's lost. Probably going to be 3 because I expect them to lose to Bayern Munich in midweek in the Champions League. And then they've got Burnley after that. I know Burnley have had a bad start to the season, but Burnley away in like a night time is like a game that a lot of teams tend to struggle in. So it wouldn't surprise me if United don't turn up on, I think it's next Saturday against Burnley. If they turn up and play bad, they end up drawing or something like that. On to Newcastle against Brentford, 1-0 to Newcastle. The penalty, I think it is a penalty, to be honest. Because he did take out Callum Wilson. So it is a Stonewall penalty. But I think it happened like in a Brentford game against Spurs. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I think it was first game of the season where they drew 2-2 with Tottenham. And a same thing happened to a Brentford player where the goalkeeper brought one of their players down and the penalty wasn't given. So it's inconsistency with the referees. So something like this will probably happen next week and it won't be given. And then the week after that will be given again. So the referees are so inconsistent, it's terrible. On to Bournemouth against Chelsea. I watched that one today. Bournemouth played really well. And Chelsea did have a lot of chances, but they didn't have the cutting edge. I think Pochettino is definitely going to be sacked by Christmas because what Chelsea don't have is patience with managers, because whenever a manager starts doing shite, they end up sacking them. I think they need to give Pochettino time because I think he's a good manager. But one thing I do have to say is that I think he's managing the wrong club. Because I think if he was like at Spurs or something like that, then he'd be doing better. Because I think he's more suited to Tottenham than he is to Chelsea. I can't see Chelsea getting top 4. I thought a while back that they might have a chance of getting into the Champions League. But from what I've seen of them so far this season, unless somehow they end up with a new manager and then end up getting a new manager bounce, then I don't see it happening. And I think Bournemouth will just about stay up because I think their home form at the Vitality Stadium will be what keeps them up. Arsenal 1, Everton 0. I think Everton were totally poor. I know the score was only 1-0, but it really could have been more because Everton didn't really create any chances at all. They had nothing up front. They were totally and utter toothless. I think Sean Dyche has got to get sacked now because the football that they're playing under him is so boring. I don't personally think he's a bad manager, but I think he was more suited to Burnley than he is to Everton. And they've got to get rid of the owners and get new ones in because I've seen links to that. If they can get new owners in, then maybe they could have a chance of staying up if it happens before the end of the season. But other than that, I think unless stuff like that happen, then I feel like they're going to go down. So you've got City top of the league, you've got Tottenham second, you've got Liverpool third, you've got Arsenal fourth. I think, is it Brighton 5th or something like that? And then after that you've got is it Aston Villa, West Ham, someone like that? And then you've got Man United in 13th and Chelsea in 14th. 2 massive football clubs who shouldn't be where they are. And I feel like it wouldn't surprise me if Ten Hag and Pochettino both get sacked within the next couple of months. Time will tell, but I can see that happening, to be honest. Thanks for watching this video. I'll probably do a preview for the City game on Monday. And I might do a thing where I predict the Champions League group stages and like who I think's going to go through and who I think's going to go out. And thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys for another video shortly.